everyone. This is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Business Communications at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is spend a few minutes kind of give you an overview of this course and go over the high points of the syllabus with you, just to kind of get you on the right track for this first week. And so when you first go into Ozarka and you click on the link for this course, you're going to see some navigation links on the right-hand side. And what I did to open up the syllabus that you see displayed is I just clicked on the syllabus link over on the left-hand side. So first thing I want to do is kind of go over the syllabus with you. Now, I do know that a lot of you in this class have had me for other classes, and so you already know who I am and what I teach and where I'm located as far as an office and that kind of thing. But some of you may be new that haven't had me in a class before. So very quickly, again, my name is Stephen Baltz. I've taught here at Ozarka for about 27 years. In fact, this is my 28th year coming up. And I've taught this particular course quite a bit during those years. Not every year, but I'm very familiar with the course, and I have taught it several times, especially over the last few years. I've taught it every fall semester, and so I'm very familiar with the course. I really enjoy teaching this course, and hopefully you'll enjoy taking this course. I think you'll learn a lot of valuable things that will help you later on in your career. And I do live in Mountain View, and my office is in Mountain View. So those of you that are on the Mountain View campus and taking other classes here, if you want to come by and see me during my office hours, which are listed there on the top of the syllabus, you're free to do that. I'll be glad to meet with you. But for most of you, it's not going to be practical to do that, obviously, since you're on other campuses or at high schools. And so for those of you that need to send me a message during this semester, if you have a question or whatever, probably the best way to do that is through course mail over here on the left-hand side. If you just click on course mail, type in your message and send it to me. That's really the best way for me to know exactly who's sending me the message and what course it pertains to. If you send me a message through my general Ozarka email, it's not going to have all that information, and then I'm going to have to ask, send a message back to you asking who this is and what course it pertains to. So to eliminate a lot of that problem, if you'll just use course mail when you have a question pertaining to this course, that will be the best way to go. Okay? So just kind of look over that. Contact information there in my office hours. All right. Right below all of that contact information, you see 3 sections there, 3 titles that are very closely tied together. Those are course description, rationale, and outcomes. So because they're so closely tied together, I'm going to kind of talk about them all at one time here. Basically, what we're going to be doing in this course is learning effective oral and written communication in business. In business, we have certain rules and, kind of professional ways of handling communications. And so that's what we're going to be learning about. We're going to be learning about things like verbal, nonverbal skills, writing skills, reading, listening, psychological principles, and then finally employment skills in business communication. And obviously communication is important in any career that you want to go into, but especially in business where we're dealing with very different groups of people, different constituents. We need to be able to communicate effectively, not only to get the work done, but also get it done efficiently. All right? So that's basically what we're going to be learning about in this course. Okay? So just kind of look over that. Let me know if you have questions. It shouldn't be, a big surprise to you what we would be looking at in this particular course. The textbook that we need for this course looks just like this. This is what it looks like. It's called BCom 11, which just stands for Business Communications 11th edition. And it shows all the information about the textbook there on the syllabus. Make sure that you check the ISBN number. Make sure you're getting the correct textbook. Okay? Double check the ISBN number, triple check it, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're verifying that you're getting the correct textbook for the course. Okay? In addition to the textbook, you're going to need a reliable internet connection and computer, obviously, in order to take this course online. All right? So just let me know if you have questions about the required materials. All right, next item on the syllabus is methods of instruction. I'm just going to let you read through that. That's just standard methods of instruction that you would see in any kind of concept-based course. Even though we're going to do some application exercises in this class, a lot of it's going to be concepts, and so it's going to be basically the same methods of instruction that you typically see in any kind of concepts course or business course. All right? So just read through that. Let me know if you have questions. Next item on the course syllabus is probably the most important part that I really want you to spend some time reading through this first week, and let me know if you have questions about it. That is the evaluation procedure section. This is what most students on the first day, I know when I was a college student on the first day of class, this is what I always wanted to know from my professor is, okay, how's my grade going to be determined in this class? And that's where in this section, that's what I've explained is, okay, these are the things that are going to comprise your grade. So in this particular course, we've got 6 things that are going to comprise the grade. We're going to have assignments, discussions, chapter test, some projects, midterm exam, and a final exam. Okay? You'll notice that to the right of each one of those, there is a percentage. That percentage represents how much of your final course grade that component is going to be going to represent. So, for example, assignments in this course will be 26% of your final course grade. So just read through this. Make sure you spend some time this first week actually reading through this, because I've got every one of those components explained fully on that section of the syllabus, but I'm not going to read it to you just to save some time. So just read through it on your own. Let me know if you have questions about it. And then towards the end of the evaluation procedure section, you notice I've got a subcategory there called Artificial Intelligence AI Use Policy. What this is this is something relatively new that we've added just in the last year or so to our syllabi at Ozarka, that basically explains each individual instructor's philosophy or policy on the use of AI. For this particular course, you're very open to be able to use AI in any way you want, but you need to make sure that whatever you're submitting for this course is your own work. In other words, it's not okay to just use AI in replacement of learning. All right? So, in other words, don't just, it's not acceptable to just have AI do all your projects and all your activities in this class and then submit whatever AI gives you. What you want to do instead is use AI to enhance your learning, enhance your projects and so forth, but it still needs to be your own words, your own work. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. If you have questions about that, just let me know. All right, next item on the syllabus is the grading scale, and that's just the standard grading scale that you see in most classes. Shouldn't be any surprise, so I'm not going to spend any time on that. Just let me know if you have questions. All right, the second most important part of the course syllabus probably is the makeup policy, because this is where I've explained is makeup work allowed? And if it is, what's the process? So basically here in this course, makeup work generally is not allowed, but there is an exception if there is a special circumstance. If you feel like there's something that I should consider as far as allowing you to make up a particular work during this semester, send me a course mail. Be very specific on what's going on, and I will get back to you. And in some cases, I'll let you make up the work. In other cases, I may not, but I'll give you reasoning in either case. I'll evaluate each case separately. All right. So just let me know about if you have questions about that. And then the only other thing that I want you to really spend some time on as far as the rest of the syllabus is the academic integrity. But it kind of goes along with what I just talked about with AI use, in that, whatever sources you're using, whatever resources you're using to help you, learn the material during the course of the semester, you need to make sure that you are still putting the information into your own words, that you're not just, having AI or finding, work that's already been done by someone else, or getting work from another student. So just make sure you're not violating that academic integrity policy. And it's pretty detailed there. It explains exactly what's considered a violation. So just read through that this first week. Let me know if you have questions about it. The rest of the course syllabus is very self-explanatory. It's just standard sections that you're going to see in all your classes. So I'm not going to waste your time going over that. So that's basically the course syllabus. Like I said, look over it this first week, especially those main categories that I wanted you to look at. And let me know if you have questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. The other thing I want to show you today is the activities page. So to get to that, you just click the activities link over here on the navigation bar on the left-hand side of the page. And when you click on activities, what you'll see is the semester organized by week. So we have week 1, week 2, so forth, all the way down to the end of the semester. Now, during week 1, I've got 3 things here. I've got getting started. All that is, that's just a convenient place where I put the course syllabus and the textbook links so that you can easily access that. There's nothing to turn in for the getting started. You just need to make sure you've looked through the syllabus to let me know if you have questions and gotten your textbook. The introduce yourself discussion is really the only thing that you need to actually submit this first week. And a lot of you have already done this one, but basically all it is I posted a introduction for myself, and then I've also in my message here, my post, I've included the questions that I'd like you to answer in your reply. For example, of course, your name, where you're from, maybe what your educational and career goals are, your hobbies, your interests, things like that, whatever you want to share. And then I will reply to each of your replies, and it's basically worth 10 points. Then during the discussion that we have this first week, in that on that discussion link, what I'll do is I will share some more information about myself as we have that discussion. Okay, so just kind of be looking for that. And this is just a way for us to get to know each other a little bit, since we're not seeing each other face to face. All right, let's go back to activities. So again, the only thing that you have to submit the first week is just that introduce yourself discussion. Now, there's one other item under week 1, and that is download Office 365. So if you don't already have Office 365 on your computer, you'll need to use the link that is on that download page there. When you click on the link to the activity, you'll see the link to download the software. And you'll need the software for this class because we will have some projects where you'll need to be able to use Microsoft Word and also Microsoft Excel. So that's why I'm having you download that software if you don't already have it. If you have problems downloading the software, just let me know and I will direct you to the IT department, which should be able to help you get that done. All right, so that's for week 1. And then the first set of chapter activities from the textbook, this textbook, are due next week, specifically Wednesday of next week, August 26th. So you've got a little over a week to get your textbook and start working on and submit the chapters 1 and 2 activities. So you have an assignment for chapters 1 and 2, a test, and a discussion. So those 3 things you'll actually submit. The case study is just a document that you'll read for the discussion. Okay, so you won't turn anything in for the case study, just the first 3 items there: assignment, test, and discussion. All right, so be working on that. Go ahead and get your textbook. Be working on the chapters 1 and 2 activities. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to teaching this class this semester. And I've always enjoyed teaching it in the past. And I hope that you'll enjoy taking the course. And so everybody have a great semester, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you.